Imagine this. You're 35, maybe 45, maybe 65. Every morning you wake up, move through the day, go through the motions, work, eat, talk, repeat. And yet, deep down, underneath all of it, you know, you are not living. You are simply existing. You're exhausted, but not from doing too much, from feeling too little. You have stability, but your soul feels hollow. You share your life with people, but connection feels miles away. Everything is running on autopilot, and somewhere along the way, you stopped being the driver. Then one morning you look in the mirror, and you don't recognize the face looking back. Heavy eyes, slumped shoulders, and a voice, quiet but unmistakable, that whispers, "Where did I go?" But here's what you need to understand. This feeling is not a product of modern life. This battle is ancient. How much trouble he avoids, who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, the most powerful man alive, wrestled with the noise of the world invading his mind. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, openly confessed his battles with anxiety, anger, and the terrifying feeling that time was slipping through his fingers. And Epictetus, born a slave, beaten, broken, taught the world that true freedom has nothing to do with what you own. It lives in what you choose. 3 men, 3 paths, 1 timeless truth. If your mind is lost, begin with the mind. If your body is broken, begin with the body. If your heart feels empty, begin with the heart. 3 brutal rules, 3 roads to rebuild, 3 levels of rebirth. These are the 3 Stoic rules that will reconstruct your life from the inside out, but only if you are brave enough to actually live them. Let us begin. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. And yet today, most people have given that power away. Not stolen, surrendered. Willingly. The mind no longer belongs to you. It belongs to the noise, news cycles, social comparison, endless scrolling. You consume until the inner voice that once guided you, the one that knew your worth, your direction, your fire, falls completely silent. Your mind has become a battlefield, and you didn't even notice the invasion. You cannot build a new life on top of old thinking. You cannot feed your mind on garbage and expect it to produce clarity. A warrior does not sharpen his sword with mud. A strong mind cannot grow in polluted soil. So here is the challenge. 7 days. For the first 30 minutes of every single morning, before the phone, before the notifications, before the world gets its hands on you, feed your mind truth, not trash. Read philosophy. Study the lives of those who overcame the impossible. Learn skills that make you sharper, calmer, more dangerous in the best possible way. Don't call it reading, call it training. Because your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst prison. And every scroll, every reaction, every thought you allow decides which one it becomes. Most people say they want to be happy. They want to be successful. But the Stoics understood something far deeper. Happiness is not the destination. It is the exhaust of a life lived with purpose and virtue. Chase it directly and it vanishes. Live correctly and it finds you. So stop asking what you want to have. Start asking who you want to become. When you say, "I want to lose weight," you focus on the outcome. When you say, "I am someone who honors this body," action follows identity. That is not habit change. That is rebirth at the level of self. Write this down right now. I am becoming. Then finish the sentence. Not with who you hope to be someday, with who you choose to be today. Because transformation does not live in the future. It lives in this moment, in this choice, in this breath. I can't. I'm not good enough. It's too late. These are not facts. They are walls. And the cruelest part, you built them yourself, brick by brick, thought by thought. every time you agreed with the lie that your fear whispered to you. The Stoics called this assent, the act of consenting to the story your weakness tells. But the moment you stop agreeing, the prison begins to crack. Write down the 3 beliefs that hold you back the most. Then rewrite each one as a declaration of your own power. I don't have time becomes, I am learning to prioritize what actually matters. I'm not smart enough becomes, I am developing the skills I need. It's too late becomes, every single moment is a new beginning. Each rewritten sentence is a hammer striking the wall of your old identity. Each word, a crack that lets the light in. Every morning, write 3 thoughts that strengthen you and 3 that weaken you. Throughout the day, the moment a destructive thought appears, catch it, name it, replace it with something true. At night, ask yourself one question. Did my mind serve me today or sabotage me? This is not about thinking positive. Positive thinking without discipline is delusion. This is about thinking with precision, the mindset of a warrior, calm under fire, clear in chaos, unshaken by noise. When you master the mind, you master your fate. When you command your thoughts, you command your reality. Say this to yourself, not as a quote you read once, but as a vow you live by. My mind is my kingdom, and I am its sovereign ruler. From this moment on, no one rules it but you. Your body is the foundation of your soul, the vessel that carries your mind, your purpose, your potential. Through every single day you are alive. You cannot maintain a strong mind inside a broken body. This is not modern wellness advice. The Stoics understood it 2,000 years ago. At daybreak, when you find it hard to get out of bed, let this thought be present. I am rising to the work of a human being. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. He did not rise because it was easy. He rose because discipline was not something he practiced. It was something he was. Your body is not a bin. Every single thing you put into it is a choice, to build yourself up or to quietly tear yourself down. Before every meal, ask yourself one question. Will this bring me closer to the person I am becoming, or keep me chained to who I used to be? Don't aim for perfection. Aim for awareness. When you control what you put in your body, you begin to develop the muscle of self-governance in every area of your life. Food is not just fuel. Food is a daily vote for the future you are building, or a vote against it. Choose with intention every single time. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste so much of it. Seneca. On the shortness of life. Every late night you trade for one more episode, one more scroll, one more hollow distraction. You are stealing from tomorrow's version of yourself. No one builds greatness on a foggy mind and a depleted body. Sleep is not weakness. It is recovery. 7 to 8 hours. Not as a luxury, but as a non-negotiable act of self-respect. When you sleep with intention, your thoughts sharpen. Your emotions stop ruling you. Your will resets, ready for the next battle. Protect your rest the way a warrior protects his blade, because your future depends entirely on how you restore today. Emotion lives in the body, and it stagnates when you stay still. You are anxious. Walk. You are angry. Run. You feel lost. Lift something heavy. Let your lungs burn. Feel your heart beating. Remind your own nervous system that you are alive and you are in control. No great thing is created suddenly. Epictetus. Move every day. 20 minutes. No gym required. No gear needed. Stairs. Body weight. Stretch. Cold water. It is not the movement itself that changes you. It is the message that movement sends to your own mind. I am still in command. Each act of physical discipline, no matter how small, is a silent declaration that you have not been broken. The Stoics had a concept they treated as sacred: voluntary discomfort, choosing hardship on purpose, not because life demands it, but because you demand more of yourself. Seneca slept on the floor to remind himself he could survive without luxury. Marcus trained in the wilderness of war, not in the comfort of the palace. Not because they had to, because they refused to become soft. Every time you choose ease, when you could have chosen effort, you teach yourself to break your own promises. Every time you choose the harder thing, you build a quiet, unshakable faith in your own strength. Start small. Cold shower. One more glass of water. Run when you plan to walk. Eat the better thing. Tiny choices. But over time, massive transformation. Write this down and mean it as a sacred vow. My body is my temple, and I am its loyal guardian. Now rise and act like it. Have you ever felt completely empty? Even when life looks fine from the outside. Even when you have what you're supposed to want. That is not weakness. That is a signal. Your heart has gone numb, and it didn't happen all at once. It happened slowly. Every time you built another wall to protect yourself from pain. But walls don't discriminate. They don't just keep the hurt out. They keep the joy out too. The love, the wonder, the feeling of being truly alive. Be like the rock against which the waves break. It stands firm, and the raging waters fall still around it. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. A strong heart is not one that never feels pain. It is one that stays open, even after it has been broken. Sit still. Put the phone down. No music. No distraction. And ask yourself 3 questions. Slowly, honestly, without running from what comes up. 1. If I genuinely could not fail, how would I actually live? 2. What am I pretending not to care about, when deep down I care more than anything? 3. When no one is watching, who am I really? Don't flee from the answers that tighten your chest. That trembling is not a warning. That trembling is proof you are still alive. Write down what you hear, because those words are not just thoughts. They are whispers from the deepest part of you, begging to finally be heard. You do not rediscover your heart by chasing pleasure. You rediscover it by learning to sit in the silence beneath all the noise and listen. Your heart has been carrying too much for too long. Anger, guilt, regret, shame, fear, disappointment. These things are not you. They are stories. Old stories that you have rehearsed so many times, they started to feel like identity. They are not. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. So tonight, and for the next 30 nights, write down one thing you forgive, a person who hurt you, a version of yourself that made the wrong choice, a chapter you wish had gone differently. Not because they deserve your peace, because you deserve it. Forgiveness is not surrender. It is not weakness. It is the radical act of putting down the chains you were never meant to carry. When you let go, you don't become less. You become weightless. And a weightless soul can finally begin to soar. A heart without direction will always drift toward darkness. The Stoics understood that no soul is an island. We are woven into something larger than ourselves. Marcus wrote that what harms the hive harms the bee. You were never designed to live purely for yourself. The heart beats to serve, to give, to connect. That is where its power lives. Purpose is not something waiting to be discovered like buried treasure. Purpose is built through action, through service, through showing up. Pay attention to when you feel most alive. When you help someone. When you create. When you teach, share, or love without condition. Those are not accidents. Those are signals. The compass of your heart, pointing you home. Start small. Help one person today. Offer one act of genuine kindness. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait for perfect circumstances. Start with sincerity, because a heart that gives does not run dry. It expands, it overflows. It becomes, over time, unbreakable. Write this down and live it. My heart doesn't just beat to live. It beats to love, to serve, and to connect. When you live that truth, your heart will never go numb again. Now you understand the 3 rules, but here is the truth that changes everything. They do not stand alone. They form a circle of rebirth that feeds itself, that grows with every rotation. When you fix your mind, you give your body direction. When you train your body, you build the physical strength that carries your heart through the hardest days. And when you open your heart, you ignite the flame that keeps your mind alive and hungry. The mind is your compass. The body is your vessel. The heart is your flame. If one breaks down, the journey collapses. But when all 3 are moving in alignment, you become something the world has no easy word for: unstoppable. Marcus Aurelius battled crippling anxiety behind closed doors. Seneca doubted himself in letters he never intended the world to read. Epictetus lost his physical freedom entirely, and found in that loss a deeper freedom that no man could take from him. None of them were perfect. None of them had it figured out. They were simply relentless. One day, one choice, one step forward. That was enough to leave their mark on history. You do not need to be flawless. You just need to show up every single day, loyal to the path. That is the entire game. Let me tell you about a man. Call him James. A few years ago, James hit the kind of bottom that doesn't announce itself dramatically. There was no single disaster, just a slow erosion. Burned out at work, disconnected from the people he loved most, drowning in a low, constant hum of self-doubt that he couldn't quite name or shake. One morning, he made a decision. Not a grand declaration, just a quiet, tired, honest decision. To try the Stoic way, one rule at a time. He started with the mind. 30 minutes every morning with Marcus Aurelius instead of his phone. Then the body. Cold showers that made him hate himself for 30 seconds and love himself for the rest of the day. Daily runs. Sleep he actually protected. And then the heart, the hardest one. He forgave his father. He started volunteering at a local shelter. He learned what it felt like to give without expectation. Months later, James didn't just have a different schedule. He had a different energy. He stopped chasing happiness and started inhabiting it. He became the person his family needed, the colleague people trusted, the man in the mirror he could finally look at directly. That is the power of these 3 rules. Not as ideas you admire, but as practices you embody every single day. Because transformation is never about perfection. It is about alignment. Mind, body, heart, moving as one. And when that happens, nothing in this world can break you. Fix your mind, and you fix your life. Train your body, and you free your soul. Heal your heart, and you will never lose your way again. You were not born to merely survive this world. You were born to awaken inside it. Not to drift through your days on autopilot. Not to watch your own life from the outside, but to be fully, fiercely, intentionally alive inside it. The world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs you, the real you. The honest, powerful, unbreakable version of you that you have been sitting on top of for years. Once you begin this path, truly begin it, you will find something unexpected. There is no old life to return to. That door closes the moment you open this one. All that exists is the new life waiting for you to rise and claim it. So write this deep, not on paper, in your identity. I am the author of my own transformation. I am the warrior of my mind, the guardian of my body, the protector of my heart. Now stand up, take one real breath. Feel the quiet fire that has always been inside you. And take your first step, not tomorrow, not someday, now. This moment, this breath. Your journey does not begin when life gets easier. It begins the moment you decide you are ready to grow stronger than your circumstances. If this message reached you, don't just watch it. Live it. Share it with someone who needs to wake up. Leave a comment with just one sentence, a promise to yourself, because this community is built on people who are done pretending and ready to rise. Hit like if this reminded you of your own strength. Subscribe to walk this Stoic path every single week. And in the comments, write your vow. I begin my transformation today because you can, because you must, because the world is waiting for the awakened version of you.